everyone, and welcome back. We have made our way into Lucky Wave number 7 here for the first day of group stage action. And man, what a day it's been. So much Dota. The sun has gone down. It has now come back up, and well, life is good with so much Dota here. So with that said, covering the footage here on BTS2 is myself, KotLGuy, but I'm not going at it alone. I have, of course, good old Alan, discount Matt Damon, RyuUboruZ joining me via the Skype world. How you doing, buddy? You hanging in there? I know you had to wake up pretty early for this Dota, but I'm hoping you can kind of keep me amped up and ready to go. Is that like Curly from the Three Stooges?
Yeah, it is.
Nice. Dude.
Or it could be from there's this one show called, I don't even know what it's called.
Is it
but
an anime?
A freaking shark. No, it's not a. It's like, okay, it's animated, so it's like a cartoon show, but it's like a shark, and it's really old school. Like it's in your time zone.
Street Sharks? What is that called?
Like no, it's like a shark, and he plays in a band. And he does like woo, 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 woo.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
it kind of
okay,
almost
I
looks
don't know
Jetsons-esque. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure some old fart in chat actually knows what it is. So.
Maybe it's Benny and the Jets. That's the only word I can think of, even though I know that's a song. But
I know what you're getting at. So it's an old cartoon that none of these kids even know of. I hear you out. I get it. You're reaching out to me for that one. So I got you covered. Don't. I believe you. I believe you. So.
Yes, I believe I can fly. I would sing, but I can't sing, so I'm not going to ruin everybody's ears.
Please don't sing.
Oh, come on.
No, we're good.
I need earbleed today.
Let's before we get too far off, let's get back to the Dota here. We got a nice matchup. We finally get the opportunity to cast good old Vici Gaming here, as they're going to go ahead and look to take on MVP.Phoenix. Both these teams are currently sporting a squash-even 1-1 record, so one of them looking to kind of start to move up the charts. It's still very early in this group stage, but the tone has been set. Evil Geniuses are currently 2-0, but this actually needs to be updated. IG, who was 2-0, actually just dropped a match against Rave, so we've had a lot of pleasant surprises along the way. But before we get too far along, let's go about the draft here. Well, we got a Jug that's been picked up, and Axe was banned out with Brew on the side of MVP.Phoenix, and they followed it up with their Slark grab, which they love so much. This is like one of their #1 go-to pickups, and we were expecting to see it a lot in Star Ladder. They did change it up and throw Axe into their game, but they still get the Slark here. And on side of Vici Gaming, they ban out the Ember Spirit, which QO can really go off the rails with. He's an all-star kind of a player with a hero like that. And of course, they got to ban out the Wisp. This prompts them. They get a hold of Vengeful Spirit, and they followed up with the Bat Rider.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how the Venge isn't on the opposite team of a Bat Rider. You know, you normally see that to counter out, but this time it's on the team. But I do like the Slark pickup the most because it counters out Bat Rider's stickies. It takes it off completely. Also, if you can get it timed perfectly, you can cancel the lasso before it goes in. And, you know, just for the vision on the map, it's really good too. And they're going to be on Dire side, which means they do have the healing ward to work with this game. If they want to possibly go for, you know, maybe the 10 to 15 minute time frame for the Roshan, so they can possibly do that, or they could just, you know, just go around getting pickoffs here and there. And with Juggernaut and Stark being on the same team, we'll probably see Jug in the offlane this game. And well, right now we just have the next two banouts. Shadow Fiend, we've been seeing that played a lot, and everybody's saying always ban the Warlocks against the Koreans or stuff, or at least MVP. Because most of the time they always pick that during the second phase, it seems like.
Yeah, and they tried to get by without using it at the start of Star Ladder Season 11, and they got dropped immediately, 0-2 as they went to the lower bracket. But they were just, and Heen said it in an interview, he's like, we can't play like this, you know, we can't just kind of do that counter draft where we try to make sure the opponent tries to, you know, we counter to what they're picking up to, and it didn't work out. So they're like, we just got to do what we know is best and what we're comfortable with. And then next thing you know, they do pick up their Warlock, and they start putting some wins together. They knocked down 2. Eventually the road ends, but they definitely put on a really strong showing after a slow start. So for here, you know, all these other teams, they recognize the true potential of the Warlock, so they'll just play the safe card and ban out the Warlock for March. So we'll see. Now going into their second piggy bank of bans right here, we still got a wide pool to work with. Even the early Brood ban coming out here. Ice, we saw it at Summit too, man. He has shown that hero is very, very good, and he said firsthand that he doesn't even think he's very good with the hero, that it has much more potential outside of what even he can do.
Yeah, you can be anywhere on the map with the Brood Mother. You can come gank, it feels like, and you have max movement speed all the time. It feels like, and you get a nuke in the
VG
slows, and
Gaming's turn to pick.
incapacitating bite can be really annoying. It allows the enemy to be missing attacks too, so it could be really effective for, these heroes like Slark and Juggernaut trying to 1v1 up against them, missing the whole time. So it's a really good ban here, considering that he could always. It's just one of those heroes. It's kind of like getting last pick Nagas or something that you don't like have a lot of wave clear or
10 seconds
something to
remaining.
deal with it, and it could be really annoying in going into the later stages.
5 seconds remaining.
MVP are going to have to get some sort of support to counter this Bat Rider. VG Gaming already have the benefit
Reserve
of having
time.
Vengeful Spirit on their side, and they even put the ban out on the Tidehunter, so they don't have to worry about the instant Ravage, because at that point, Bat Rider, it's more pressure on him to put together a BKB. But now they grab up their
Phoenix's
secondary
turn to
support and
pick.
get the hold of the Earthshakers. So, one of the best at being able to break up any sort of gank engagements, and as well as one of the best at being able to lead things off from outside with that long ball fissure. So good
With
grab.
this, I think
Good stun.
it's a really good hero, but the problem with the ES right now is it helps. We've seen it with No Tail. He likes to help the off lane at the
10
beginning.
seconds
It's
remaining.
really good for just getting that easy, maybe 2 or 3. But the problem that
5
happens is
seconds
normally you see
remaining.
the ES maybe staying at 1 or 2 and just supporting and stacking the whole time. But that frees up either a Lich pick
VG Gaming's
for you to
turn
be
pick.
really aggressive in dual lanes, or you can pick up a jungler. And this time MVP they're going to be doing, I was going to say they could pick up Enigma, or they can do maybe strong dual lanes. So Earthshaker, he's really good for countering ganks and stuff, but he in the laning stage sometimes he's not that great.
We'll see if VG Gaming have something else to say about it, but I can see where you're coming from on that. We definitely
10
haven't seen it
seconds
much as
remaining.
of recent. And someone else we haven't seen much
MVP
as of recent is
Phoenix's turn
Queen
to
of Pain.
pick.
We actually did see it earlier tonight, and I believe it was with Blaze, and we were both talking about how this is just the olden days of being able to see a Queen of Pain snowball up and just put on a serious job in the mid lane. Something very Mushi and Dendi-esque.
That was with Yao, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it was Mikasa. It was,
Mikasa.
the coach.
The other game was Yao was playing Queen of Pain.
So
10
she's coming
seconds
back a little
remaining.
bit. She's got her groove here. She was changed up. The benefit of getting that long range
5
blink right at the
seconds
start
remaining.
certainly helps her mobility quite a bit. And now her Scream of Pain is able to kind of burst through any sort of
Reserve
magic
time.
immunity regardless. So, that does work out to their favor. Mikasa, unfortunately, didn't quite land all of the ultimates. It seems to be not as easy as you'd think for some of these pro players. So, chalk it up to maybe nerves. It is a big tournament after all, and they are on land. But still, it's very crucial that you get that heavy burst out there. If you misthrow it out, it could be a quick turnaround. Yeah, so let's see if they're able to chalk it up. But this is feeling like a VG Gaming lineup that's going to be pretty high tempo.
Whoa.
VG Gaming's
That's
turn to
okay.
ban.
That's even more high tempo going on the other side. They're just waiting for that first night, maybe even the second night. Maybe just get a few kills here the first night, and then with the Night Stalker change that I recently learned about, you can no longer
10 seconds
the
remaining.
darkness doesn't make it
5
last longer. So
seconds remaining.
once it stops, the day cycle starts the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but
MVP
I need to
Phoenix's
look at that
turn
more.
to
But
ban.
it's I think it's a buff in the long run once he gets later into the game, because then
Yes.
days are only like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then nights are, because the cooldown is 60 seconds, so you can have basically almost, or 50 seconds. So
10
basically,
seconds remaining.
okay, duration's 50 seconds, and it lasts for 80.
5 seconds remaining.
I think the math was done because I was really nerd sweating over these patch notes when they
Reserve.
first
Alright,
rolled
this
out.
darkness thing is, I actually talked about it with myself and somebody else for like 10 minutes, and then I forgot everything. So I'm just like,
The thing
okay,
is
fuck
there's
you.
so much to you.
Oh.
You delve into one conversation about a hero, and you really nitpick and dissect everything about it, and that's just more information on the back of your brain that kind of slips on out, and you forget when you have to go back and recall. But Night Stalker, I mean, you're right. It does seem to profit better into the later game because I believe when the math worked out, you get about a minute and a half of daylight total if you're able to kind of time it out perfectly with the darkness. So that's a lot of time you're literally in the dark, and don't forget that's also affected on your wards. Your
your wards, your buildings.
So when you got someone like a Bat Rider, an Earthshaker who wants to blink on in there, a Queen of Pain who wants to blink on in there, they're not going to have that extra bit of leverage of being able to see what they're going into. So that Night Stalker grab, it worked out very nicely in the previous matchup we saw Night Stalker. And well, they're looking for the same success here. Vici Gamer are going to round out their lineup with what looks like the Black Drow Rangers. So lots of right-click coming out now, even additional for this Queen of Pain.
I'm kind of worried. It just depends on how the counter initiations are going to come from VG's side, because they have the ES for the counter initiations with the Venge swaps. But the first nighttime and then the second nighttime, it's going to be for me, for MVP. Are they going to make a massive lead, or are they not going to make a massive lead? They also have the Lich for that could be really good for the laning stage. But now you have the Drow Aura coming into play for the 4 ranged heroes. So it could possibly tilt it over the extra damage coming in the early game. So what are MVP going to do? They went back for a greedy support hero in the Shadow Shaman.
Man, we don't see this guy anymore. He was all the rage at TI4 when it was a whole different meta and a whole different time of heavy push assault, and when Dire had the huge Roche advantage and his wards were much more potent. It was like there was no reason to not get Shaman when you were on Dire. So if you were not on Dire on Radiant side, you even respected the early first set of bans for this hero. But as of recent, with the new changes, and though Dire still hold a little bit of an advantage, it hasn't been enough. And I guess most of the time they feel like Lion just suits the job better with your double lockdown, double CC. But now they have a little bit of pushing flavor, I suppose, and it definitely helps them out with Roche if they do want to go for it. So we'll see. It's a hero we don't get to see a whole lot, but I definitely welcome it here for MVP.Phoenix.
Yeah, I always like it when they get maybe the fast Hex or the fast Sheep, fast Blink into Hex for the counter initiations for Bat Rider or something instantly, or you can instantly lock somebody down, then ward trap them. So I mean, he can do a lot of cool things here. Basically, what you said, maybe they'll focus on just getting the Roshan early with it, or putting a lot of pressure on the map with the Night Stalker and the Rasta. It's just the problem. They're going to be running dual lanes with 3 melee heroes against 4 ranged heroes that get an aura. So how much is this going to hurt MVP in the laning stage? I want to find out.
Yeah, it feels like both these teams are going to look to really try to take some fights, and whoever's going to hold on to the momentum is going to be the one to profit the most out of it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and lead things underway. MVP are going pretty aggressive here right into Vici Gaming Woods. And leading out the front right now is going to be QO on his Slark. We got Forev behind on your Juggernaut. March is going to be on your Night Stalker. Heen on the Lich. And, of course, Horizon is going to be on your Shadow Shaman. They turn the corner. They might miss their opportunity onto FY. He does have the level into Fissure.
Body block.
Now the spin comes out. MVP Heen can't quite get close enough for the nuke, and FY is just going to eat up the Tango. So Battle Fury going to go unused, and now maybe Vici Gaming are going to go on their own flank. Fenrir moves forward, the stun, goes out in the Shadow Shaman, and now they look to try to focus Fenrir instead. It's going to be the pounce by QO, and it's going to be your first blood. The Fissure is not going to be close enough to kind of keep them back, and MVP, they get what they want after a very long, aggressive move. And also benefit from the bottom bounty rune. It's going to be Night Stalker who's going to pick that one up, and it looks like Ice is going to get the bounty on the top. Whew. All right, so Ryu, please tell me what is going on with MVP.Phoenix. I also forgot, apparently, oh no, I did MVP.Phoenix. I guess got confused because they were on the other side of the map. Oh boy.
Right, and no, it's fine, man. You've had a long night. It's fine. I've already messed up with my darkness talk. It's fine. We got Super in the mid lane playing Queen of Pain against March's Night Stalker. He should be doing really well against him, so it should be good for him. Top lane though, Ice playing the Bat Rider, and off lane getting some stuff happening, and Black bottom lane playing Drow Ranger. We have Fenrir playing the Venge, and rounding up is FI pulling with the Earthshaker.
Pretty classic kind of lineup happening here, and a dual lane setup coming out from MVP, which is here to help Forev find a little bit of CS for himself so he doesn't get completely bullied out from this lane. He'll take any sort of momentum he can get, but FY's there to make sure the Creep Equilibrium will end up under the tower for Black to get that easy bit of CS under. So we'll work with that for now, and Juggle will just try to get close enough to leech up some XP. Mid lane matchup, and you talked about it, Super should be able to really put a number in on the March on this one. Though they match up on CS for now, Super's got one more shared Tango. The bottle already being used up there for Night Stalker, so it actually seems for now they're square even. More than recent, it hasn't been too much mid lane Night Stalker. It's been more of the side lane Night Stalker action. So we get to see it back here with March. And 4 minutes, we'll find out if he wants to begin to go on the roam and take advantage of that first Nightfall.
Yeah, top lane though, ISS, you got Shackle, you got Latch. They only have level 1 on Ryzen, so if he turns around, he doesn't have enough mana for the Shackle. Needs 5 more mana for that. Top rune though, March is going to be getting, okay, if he doesn't get a lucky rune, I think he might be going down here. No.
Lots of damage,
No
a little bit of poison, but yeah, without that blink, Super can't pursue, and he'll chalk it up to a small victory and being able to shove March all the way back. But he gets his bottle, he'll heal on up and head right back towards that mid lane. So he gets his bounty, and I guess it's worth the time invested for now. And under the tower for the bottom lane MVP, you're going to be able to get some easy CS. So the pull through may have come out, but the Creep Equilibrium is already back the other way here. Black is on 11 and 2 CS there. The top 3 in the game right now. So he's holding his own, but still relatively quiet.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Supers and March's rotations and how well they can come down. Bottom lane, though, Witch does go down with a nice Fissure block, and he doesn't have enough. 4F doesn't have enough for Spin to block. That's 2 kills. And top lane, mid lane.
It's mid lane, but it doesn't stop there. Top lane, another kill, all the way from bottom to top in this game. I figured that, the bottom one I wasn't going to catch, but I knew something was going to be breaking out mid lane, and sure enough, Super gets that kill, taking down the Night Stalker. But at that same very moment as well, Ice makes the move on to top. So quickly, VG Gaming score a couple of kills, and now they're 4-1 in this. So that went from the calm and to the storm pretty damn fast.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about how Ice is going to have the time of his life up here against this dual lane. That last pick greedy support roster is not what you want to do against Ice. He's going to punish you completely. Already level 5 at almost 3 minutes, 4 minutes in this after he clears this, yeah. So this is not looking good. And come back for March. I really want to see his rotations now once his first night happened. He might not even be able to get much done.
Yep. It's going to be Nightfall here in about 10 seconds. And already Ice is scouting out that top rune nearby. Forev is doing his usual turnaround, where he'll walk past the rune at the appropriate time. It's a bounty for himself. And top means it's going to be a haste rune for Ice. What a fantastic rune to get. Uh-oh. Ryzen.
He's got no Firefly, though.
Wrong place at the wrong time, but lucky enough for him, yeah, the Firefly will be on cooldown, and he'll just have to hold that haste for now.
Bat Riders with the haste rune is one of the most scariest things, because you could just pull them all the way back to the tower most of the time, and then you instantly die from that.
Oh, he's
and QO.
Thinking about making it go into QO, though he still does have the Dark Pack, and the Pounce is enough to keep him back. Ice is just going to probably wait till he gets to level 6 in the last one before he puts that haste rune to proper use. Meanwhile, mid lane, Ryzen bounces back, he pulls out his smoke, and he's got the eye for potentially making it go into Super here in the mid lane. But as far as his levels go, he's got invested into a 1-1-1, so I hope it's enough lockdown. But here's the Nightfall, the silence is there, trying to time it out. There's going to be the Shackle. The rotation comes. Can they get Ryzen on the exchange? Well, Ice can. He pops his haste rune and
I get
easily
March too.
drives him over, and now March is in trouble. Silence is there, but the damage is already being done. He moves forward. Ice needing some tower work, though. And March.
He's dead!
Oh.
Wow, the tower big aggro.
Oh, man, the aggro gets pulled off, and Ice is going to be successful on getting his own kill. So it ends up being a nice 2-for-1 trade advantage for VG Gaming, and big advantage for Ice. Pick up my bottle and fill it up. Thank you.
No, don't do that. Oh, he has 2 bottles too now, and he got the double bottle usage from the charge. That's a lot of math. Too much math. But the one good thing is QO did get time top, and he's level 6 now, so he didn't have to bring out any regen. That's the one good thing about that rotation. QO got level 6 from it. But the supports on their side, they're 4.5 from MVP, but they're just bleeding too much right now. They need to stop the bleeding.
Better get a hell of a band-aid at this point. March is going to go ahead and snag up that bounty rune. He still has some night to work with here, about 2 more minutes. And it looks like they want to make a go potentially here on the bottom lane. Fenrir scouting out and waiting. Does have the sentry, but here comes March. Black is going to be the focus fire here. Then Rear, who does not have swap yet, might not be able to aid him. Black goes down. Now they turn back onto Forev. Forev could be in trouble living away from this one. They get 2 kills with March, and now the salve is going to be popped down on Forev. He's going to walk away healing up, and FY could be the 3rd takedown if they want it, and it will be done. Triple kill coming out for March. The Vampire is on the loose, and he is looking for Daywalkers. Top lane, though. Kilo makes the pounce onto Ice, and he's like, maybe we can go for a fight here. Goes down 1 stack, 2. Is he going to move forward? He does have Lasso, but doesn't really have the mobility to catch up. So that's MVP able to bounce back after.
March is coming top lane, and that's the last Ice is going to be going down here. Night Stalker.
Oh!
Down downtown.
FY says, I'm going to get something back with that. Nice rotation.
That's level 5 too from him. Really well played.
So, back and forth we go as the biggest one to benefit from all that. March Night Stalker. So with all that surplus of gold coming his way, he's got his powered treads. He could even finish out that urn if he wants to at this point. For now, he'll farm up his top lane. Meanwhile, bottom. Ooh, potential play to come in here from behind. Thinking maybe Forev, who now has the mana for an Omni Slash, could put it to head use. Keen throws out the nuke. Forev looks to interject, but the Gus is going to be there. Silences and pushes him back, and that's enough to keep MVP away.
Yeah, QO did TP into, and it's a messed up gank, sadly. But yeah, he was 0-2 Night Stalker. Now he's 4-2, so he's really well played. He's on dominating streak. He's creating space. Now it's daytime, so finally they have a little bit of breathing room here. But he did what he needed to do. Really well played from March during that night cycle. Need to keep it up now. But Super and FI, they have other matters they want to attend to. Probably putting pressure on this top lane.
They got to scream, and they're ready to dish out the golden pipes here. But doesn't mean no one here for now. Maybe Ice can bait out a possible rotation to this top tower, and that's when they could look to pounce. But bottom lane's where MVP still stands. They heal up with the ward, and they're persistent on trying to maybe get some damage in on this bottom tier 1 tower, and they still have a potential Omni Slash here at the ready. So he has to wait a little bit more mana, but he pops the wand and makes the go at it. Oh, another gush is going to shove him back. Forev could have gone a bit too deep here, and well, he's going to get nicely blocked up right there. And now he has nowhere to go. March is full going in a fury for this one. That's a little too bloodthirsty, my friend. My goodness. And VG Gaming welcome him with a unwelcome surprise, and now that dominating streak is going to be quickly claimed up from VG.
You could just see the amazing positioning from VG. They were like baiting it the whole time. Both them hiding, and Black just keep on going back and forth from the jungle or the woods, hiding there, and they were basically baiting them to go down on the bottom lane. That was Darkness used, so Darkness about to be up here, and it'll be another be like 2.5 minutes for no night time.
And now MVP on the return here to
top lane. Oh no, QO missed the pounce. That was Ice dead. He didn't even buy his Blink Dagger.
Let's get the Blink Dagger. There you go. Blink and TP.
Playing with fire.
He wants to get a kill with it. Maybe he'll make the TP towards bottom and help out there, but they're going to get this tier 1 secured. No glyph up, so it will be a quick snag for them. And job well done for VG Gaming. Looks like Black's going to be going halfway between his good old Yasha as well as a Mask of Madness here. Pretty standard stuff coming out for your Drow Ranger. But other than that, VG Gaming feel pretty composed at this point and in control with nighttime not out. MVP are not going to be quite as strong. Oh, that's my rune now. And also I'm going to take you up to the precious slow cliff here. March, with no TP, is, well, in a bit of trouble. Now he's just served up on a super little pedestal, and Super says, that's my kill now. Hops in and takes apart the Bat Rider. Or sorry, takes apart March.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically saying, you want to not... Yeah, it sounds very unfortunate that Bat Rider's there and just put him on the cliff. But it's really well played from Ice, checking the rune, getting him up there. But Kyo went for this Midas, so he's not going to be having enough. Maybe by next nighttime he'll have another item, a Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade, depending on what he wants to do. And bottom...
They're scouting FY here, and at that same moment, yeah, this Ashe in the top lane does connect. Pounce does not catch. QO's not going to be there, and Ice. Might look to go on the return. Nope, he goes right back towards the lane. Meanwhile, they continue to pressure the mid. VG Gaming score another tower takedown, taking the tier 1. And And still MVP, maybe stalking to see where the hell FY is, and he's on the way out. They do manage to slow him there. The Nova Blast, but oh, the fissure. Yep, Forev's not going to be dancing himself on forward with that Blade Fury. He is going to be stuck. And it's a nice little move from FY. Will not allow MVP to get any sort of easy support takedown.
Really well played. I mean, that's QO missing 2 pounces now, though. That could have been 2 kills. He could be 3 and 1, sadly. So you need to get all these kills accumulated when you want. Forev doesn't have Blade Fury up right now. Could have almost went on him.
He has yet to even really use that Omni Slash. This is the point where Juggernaut's hoping to get a couple of sweet picks and easy kills with the slam of the R button, but hasn't really seen the opportunity as of yet. Been blocked and pushed back and silenced. And it's been a hard time. Uh-oh. Oh, God, not again. March just pulled up to the high ground once more. Ice, ice, ice. And here comes Black. Hey, thanks, buddy. I'll go ahead and take it over from here. Get some right clicks out, and March is probably not going to be going to that rune again anytime soon. Oh, my God. Back-to-back clip pull-ups.
Deja vu.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
What a player.
Ice might be in trouble here. Ice Super comes in.
Oh.
We'll see. The Lich bounce, and Super is going to be going down probably. Nope. No.
Wow, big cleanup from QO, but Black is the one that finishes it on out. MVP lose 4. Forev, the only lone survivor, not going to be there in time to help out. And it's a big profit right there, about 1K swing towards VG's gaming. That all slid off with another cliff pull-up. Man, oh man. So without the benefit of having that Night Stalker to get the darkness out, MVP try to take a fight. It almost looked pretty good for him. But
It wasn't that bad. It was like a 3v2. Like, they got 3 for 2 in a 4v5, so it's not that bad. And it's nighttime now, so with Sonic Wave down, maybe they can make something happen around the map. They haven't gotten any towers. I assume they'll probably get bottom tower here. Why did he use... Okay, I don't think he knows how darkness works now, March.
Yeah, it's not going to keep the clock going. Right? Or is it the opposite thing? It pauses now.
I don't think it pauses it at all. Let's see. Does it? Maybe it does pause. Alright, time for another Reddit thread.
It's okay. But I agree with you. I think as it works, you pretty much only need to use it when it's definitely daytime and it's crucial.
Yeah.
But for now, he's using it a bit to farm up and maybe push back this bottom lane. MVP have a lot of towers still to take. All tier 3s, or tier 1s rather, still standing.
That would have been the perfect time to go Roshan, but they still don't have Ryzen's wards up, so they can't go do it until now. But they waited so long to put pressure on this bottom tower, they're scared. They don't know where any of VG are.
They have wards now, so Ryzen will commit them. The tower's pretty low, but they are willing to play it better safe than sorry at this point if they can just get the tower real quick.
QO top lane stun, in silence, and then another stun.
He's dead. QO, very risky right there. VG Gaming kind of crept on forward that top lane. I wasn't expecting him to get caught out that easily. He gets nabbed up and taken down, and for the trade, it's going to be MVP claiming down this bottom tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they didn't need the long initiation from Ice Ice Ice. They had the long initiation from Earthshakers. It's really well played. They got a tower for a tower, but they also got a kill for him.
Oh man, moves forward, but there's that fissure. Helps him out. Ice Ice Ice, though, going to be on the bad end of a nice chain frost that's going to come on out. But Forev now, oh, the scream's going to fly over, and one more right click is going to take the kill. Super gets that one, and MVP are on the way out. Pull out a couple of TPs, and it's going to be what looks like a 2-for-1 trade when it's all said and done.
Yeah, 2 of the cores going down. Clark is just up now to start farming again, while Jug went down 2. Another core down, and Ice 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 being the offlaner that he is, it's all worth it for VG. And looking at Super, does he almost have his Orchid? Yes, he does. About 500 gold, or now 300 gold. Should be making his way in. With the Orchid, who's he going to shut down? He could shut down the Slark, the Night Stalker, basically anybody that he wants. And where is the counter initiation coming from MVP this time? They don't really have any Blink Dagger. Well, they have Blink Daggers from Slark, so that's their only really big counter initiation, it feels like, in these team fights, besides the Lich ulti.
Looks like MVP, after they scout out the Roche, I thought maybe they would make a go for it, but there's Ice 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 nearby. But he's already on the low ground, but he goes right into the arms of Ryzen, who's happily going to be able to shackle him up with the assistance of an Omni Slash from Forev. They'll get that kill, and they just take that moment to segue into the Roach pit.
Wards are up. Yep, finally.
Drop the wards, and now they're going to make a go at Roche. VG Gaming, without their Bat Rider, it's going to be a little bit harder to contest.
Well, they have an Invis Rune. Do they have any Dust or Sentries? No, they don't. Okay, this could be a really big play for them.
They don't have Sonic Wave, though. 40 seconds of it still down. Fenrir drops down some wards, but even with the darkness out, that vision going to be restricted. Now, Fissure's going to fly forward. They get that Roche, they get that Aegis, they hand it over to QO, and MVP get a little bit of momentum going their way.
Yeah, still probably down 4K. They were only down maybe 6K, so it's a good, nice swing for them. They have the Aegis to work with now, but problem is they don't have Ryzen's wards again, so maybe that could be a problem. And yeah, Orchid's almost up. They should probably wait for it, but instead they really want this smoke gank to work out and go put some pressure on the map.
They head towards top lane, where we don't see many MVP members at the moment. An opportunity may arise. Looks like Night Stalker is going to be going right for the Agnem sector, really putting a lot onto that darkness. Now, as they get a little bit of that glimmer of vision, VG changes course and now head towards the mid lane, where they plant down a nice aggressive ward, but they're still going to be waiting quite a bit. MVP, they recognize that there's a lot of these pesky VG members missing from the map, with the exception of Black in the top lane. To see how long they're willing to wait it about, because VG Gaming are still parked in their woods, just taking their farm.
Well, Darkness came off cooldown at 17, or came out of it at 17:30, which isn't a normal Darkness time. So I'm thinking that Darkness has to add some kind of, it has to stop the time a little bit or something.
It stops it altogether, that's what it is.
Yeah, it just pauses it.
Yep, so it pauses it completely. So it makes you kind of second guess how you should be appropriately dishing out that darkness. It's probably a change that, well, for any casual Night Stalker player, might have to get used to. For now, they armor on up, and maybe consider a partial attempt at a fight here. VG Gaming scout out mid lane. They now have their ultimates at the ready. They've been waiting quite a while for any sort of opportunity, with maybe Ice able to get a good jump in there, but MVP are positioned very nicely on the other side. So there's not going to be any sort of easy grabs. Now that they see Black come out from the dark, they know that, well, it was probably the best choice for them not to get any sort of engagement towards the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm really happy though that QO went Blink Dagger instead of Shadow Blade this game, because one, they need somebody to always jump on Black to make sure that he doesn't give the aura the whole time in these team fights. But the problem is, once he goes in, who else is going to go in? They really need Night Stalker to get a BKB, so they're able to go on them. But he's going for, March is going for an Ags, which is good for vision, and they might be able to D-ward with Slark and maybe the Night Stalker helping out with the constant vision. But if they just 5-man, if VG just 5-man with their 2 Blink Daggers soon on ES and on the Bat Rider, I don't know if they can straight up take these team fights.
I am getting word that I was wrong on the Night Stalker role, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. I know it's my job and I'm supposed to know it, but sometimes things just kind of slip on through. For God's sakes, if I can go through a whole cast of hearing Merlini and Black not no cooldowns, we can go through this. Now Ice is going to get jumped and pounced upon. The right clicks come through, and it's going to be another quick snag on your Bat Rider. And MVP are just right there to immediately pull out the counterplay.
Yeah, this is a really good pickoff. Ice, once again, that's the second pickoff, but it might transition into a tower. He is creating space for his team to farm, so I'm not going to fault him for doing that, but maybe too much old mid lane, though. This could be really bad. No, they still have the Aegis, though, on QL, so they won't go on him.
They might just have to stall out until the Aegis does expire, but I don't know, it looks like FY is able to throw together a Blink Dagger on his Earthshaker. This is a big initiation boost for the side of VG Gaming, and they could look to put it to strong use here in the top lane. Preemptive Glyph is going to stop a little bit of that excess ward damage that's now been committed. But they still have this Aegis to work with for now. VG Gaming want to take a fight and they move forward. There's going to be the lasso. Kyo looks to cut him off, does miss the pounce, however. They pull March back. Echo goes on forward. They finish off the Shadow Shaman. Scream flies through, dropping the Night Stalker, and now Super goes on pursuit, gets a hold of Heen, and on the left-hand side, QO grabs his own Vengeful Spirit, but the Aegis' second life, he's gonna have nowhere to go. I say that though, nice blink, pounce above, but they're still gonna be there. Darkpack's gonna wave off the slow temporarily, but it's just too much. VG Gaming have plenty of numbers to chase him down. Double kill for Super, ends up being a 4-for-1. And a 1K advancement right now for VG Gaming.
Yeah, that's when you know what's really bad is that they used an Echo Slam and a Sonic Wave only on a Rasta who had already placed down the wards. So they missed those. They didn't necessarily miss those ultis. They missed those ultis, and they basically won the team fight without them. So these silences from Drow, the lockdown coming from Batrider, they're just coming in a good timing. And now that there's a BKB on Clop, what do they have to stop her? They have maybe a Blink Initiation from Shadow Shaman, that's about it. And maybe the Juggernaut with his Omni Slash, but you have to make sure you lock her down before she uses it even, else she's just going to blink away.
Jug was unfortunately not really able to contribute a whole lot there. Still has Omni Slash to work with, but in the fight they are not looking forward to really dropping. They get their tier 1 tower, but it's VG Gaming who profit the most out of this one. And now with 21-12 and a 7,500 net worth lead, Black is getting ready to throw together a BKB after already completing out his Manta. And, you better believe that he's going to be able to put himself in a spot where he can dish out some serious damage. MVP are going to have their hands full on who they really want to focus, because when you're already dealing with the initiation of this Batrider, the first maneuvers, you see this bat coming in, you're like, well, get the fucking bat! He's coming at us, you know? We can't allow him to get a hold of our prize core. And then next thing you know, you got a jumping in Super Queen of Pain in your face, and Black all right there. It just feels like VG Gaming have a nice solid lineup that's going to put MVP in a bit of an awkward spot, and it's really going to test their execution.
Yeah, it almost feels like Juggernaut has to go for a BKB or something, because he keeps on getting gusted during these team fights. He needs to get either that Manta initiation onto Super, but he can just blink away. That long blink rate showing you why she's been picked up a little bit recently.
They see Ice is there, and they want to get a hold of them, and they do. There's the silence, and they drop the bat. MVP.
That was really weird, because he had vision, the Firefly vision of them, unless the nighttime vision from... No, there's no way. He had vision of them, so he could have blinked it 4 steps away. That was really weird from my side, not being able to get away there.
So with that, MVP strut their stuff down this bottom lane. Probably going to take a little bit of farm on the way out if it's there and available. VG Gaming kind of regroup behind this tower. But MVP with wards at the ready, probably considering maybe making a go potentially towards this tier 2. Dropping down the sentry to kind of make sure they don't have any vision up and above, but they make the jump on forward. Slot's going to be there to help Super out, but Vengeful Spirit's going to go down. Sonic Wave does connect. Super tries to jump in BKB, but Ryzen's still good. There's the Echo follow-up and a killing spree for FY. Black shoots it on forward, gets the kill. QO also going to be dropping, and dominating streaks for both Black and Super at this point in the game. Heen makes his way out, and MVP come up short in this fight. Another pickoff on Ice just leads to a big fight for VG Gaming. 2 times now.
Fenrir's amazing swap, Super hitting 4 heroes with his ulti this time, and then landing a 3-man Echo from FY, sealing the deal. That was really well executed from VG, and that just shows you MVP, if they don't have BKBs on their side, they're walking into just like a stomp. Even if they had BKBs, sort of like the Queen of Pain AoE ulti goes through them, and that hurts as well. But just the Echo Slam at the end, really well played.
There's the damage being flexed right there from VG Gaming. They make quick work of that tier 2 tower and waltz themselves on out. Very close Roche timer actually. And Super's going to walk out without even knowing it. So that'll be up in just a moment's notice. And if FY or Black are able to scout it on out, they could get the quick Roche takedown. I think they will.
They can chop it down really easily.
Well, go look at it. Oh, FY's going to walk away. Oh, wait. Now Wave? Come on, buddy. Is he there? Yeah, he's...
Wrong Wave.
We'll see it now. Ah, yes. They'll drop the nice hill ward there. There's already one up for MVP.
Just every time I hear the Roshan talking, or the moving, I just think of Dire Tide.
Dire Tide
yeah, I was about to complain about that too. Where was my Dire Tide? Where was my Frosted? Actually, I don't like Frosted, but no, if there's no Dire Tide, you have to at least give something. Give candy.
I like FY. Normally people would just litter their items on the ground for Roche. FY's like, I'll kill the Stout Shield. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the place nice and clean. So, what a guy.
But then you could have like, one time I had clicked on the there were like 3 TPs in there. I accidentally clicked on the TP trying to steal the Aegis on the ground. It was the most funny thing ever for me. I would like to see that happen in this game,
Yeah, it could happen.
but it won't.
I guess that's a benefit to having lots of clutter, is it's harder to snag up an Aegis, but that could go both ways, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But now with that Aegis advantage, they'll just do what they do best with their Drow, pop out the Manta, move on
Dire's
forward.
middle tower
It
is under attack.
forces MVP to pull out the glyph immediately.
Now that hurts a lot.
And they're going to try to clear out the wave. Oh, Horizon gets a little too close and he gets taken down. Now they're not going to have the benefit of those wards, and he has no buyback. And now they get a hold of March, look to pull him on back. Omni Slash does fly out. Black barely alive still with the Aegis. Even the swap back trying to get the extra bit of life in there. But now 4 MVP down, make it 5, and an immediate GG call. Vici Gaming, very dominant performance here against MVP.
Yeah. MVP had a little bit of hope there once the Night Stalker got 4 kills in a row, but then after that they made that costly dive bottom lane, and they aren't really able to team fight really well against what VG lineup has. They have constant just stuns and nukes and bat lassos. It seems like the longer the cooldown, it's going back to like, okay, if you have a tide on your team and you have these long cooldowns, then you're basically going to be losing these you'll win one team fight, but then you lose like the next 2. And then MVP, they just don't have, like, they have these little things, but they didn't do anything with them. And the silences from Drow were really costly for 4F, so you could never get his Omni Slashes off. So really well played from VG.
There's so many chances they were trying to get those quick picks, even on the black of that bottom lane, but it was just thwarted over and over again, and that was more than enough for Vici to kind of hold them off and get their own tempo. So with that, Vici Gaming get their win. They move on up to 2-1. It looks like it for MVP. They'll be moving down to 1-2. And, well, that's going to conclude wave number 7 here for the group stage, or the first day of group stage action on the DAC. Coming up next, we're going to have Hyper Glory Team taking on C-Deck here on Beyond the Summit 2, and we appreciate you coming by and showing your support for the little guy, the little channel. We don't have the big, glorious BTS desk. I got my little flimsy-ass desk here, and I'm sure Ryu's got a desk wherever the hell he's coming from. You got to show him your support. Yeah, you got a cruddy little thing, I'm sure, right?
Oh, don't be jealous of my little desk, dude.
All right, whatever. Go show your love to Ryu.
You got a big desk, man. Come on. Nobody likes to show off. Actually, we could be the best analyst pedal. Who should we bring on? We should bring on some people. Let's bring on who could we bring on? Who the hell is even up over there?
Me? I don't know.
Yeah, only you. You're the only crazy one. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, she'd probably break my desk. No, just kidding. She's not fat. All right. I just made a fat joke. Okay, I'm done.
Take it easy, buddy. Take it easy right now. Ryu, thank you, though. First and foremost, thanks for showing a little bit of help in coming and waking up so early. And as we truck on through, we got 2 more to go. Show Ryu some love on his Twitter at RyuUboruZ Dota, myself at KotLGuy, and we'll be back with our next Dota matchup.